Mr. That's honor, man.
How you doing, Chief?
Man, I'm staying alive, man. It's during these COVID times and everything going on in the world. I recently just moved to Austin, Texas, and I'm just staying alive, man. Grateful to be alive.
Congrats, man. Hey, it's a lot of movements going on in this COVID time. A lot of great things happening. I want to say that with caution because a lot of bad is happening as well. But we got to be thankful for the gyms. So I'm gonna let you take over. I've looked into what you do, and I'm very, very interested. So keep doing your thing.
Thank you, man.
It's all yours, boss.
Awesome, man. With everyone that's currently tuned in right now to Thanksgiving, thank you so much for y'all's time, and more importantly, welcoming me to be a part of Thanksgiving. And I want to show love to everyone right now who is going through these times and being resilient, and you are overcoming all adversity that's coming your way. Because trust me, I know it's not easy. Me, myself, I'm a founder. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm building a $1 million company that is VC backed, venture funded, and more importantly, is leading an amazing movement online and offline. So I know how hard these times have been for you. So I just want to show love to anyone tuning in right now. You have my empathy, you have my compassion, and we can get through this together. Now, one of the things I'm really excited to share with you all today is that I've met people throughout my journey as a leader and as a founder, and just as a tech leader, who believe that getting into tech is like some sort of magic 8-ball. Like you have to be tech literate. You have to be digitally literate. You have to be a genius. You have to be Steve Jobs in order to get into tech. But you want to know something interesting? Some of the greatest leaders that have worked in technology, some of the greatest leaders that have done anything great, they are no different from you and I. You know what made them really, truly unique, though? Was their ability to learn, think different, and fundamentally design and navigate the career that they thought they deserved. You can name some of the greatest people in the world, whether it be Oprah, Steve Jobs, or even one of my favorites, Mr. Steve Harvey, right? All of these great individuals who are doing great things in their lives and their careers, they made one decision at some point, that no matter what, they wouldn't give up on their dreams, their vision, but more importantly, where they want to take their career. Now, today, a lot of people, see me as and know me as the CEO and founder of Guide, which is a bite-sized video training platform for remote teams. And we actually own 2 brands, Guide, our software platform, and we also own Big Black Tea, which is bigblacktea.com, which is our tea brand for our members and our community. But before I even started the company, Guide, I was actually working with amazing companies that some of you all know, the Facebooks, the Microsofts, the Googles of the world, doing amazing work, and I loved it. But when I was working with Microsoft, and this is one of my favorite companies in the world, y'all, I didn't have the most supportive boss. I didn't have someone that really actually cared about me and wanted to see me grow my career. And although I thought the team was really, really cool, I thought they were amazing, I just didn't feel as if I was growing in the direction I wanted. So I ended up leaving Microsoft, and I ended up leaving that team. But I still love Microsoft, but I left that team because I didn't feel as if I was going in the direction I wanted to take my career. And around the same time I left Microsoft, I actually started a different venture and a new journey in my life, which is what people know me for now, Guide. And since then, we've raised VC funding. We're worth millions. We have the best partners on our cap table. And fundamentally, we're really changing the world and leading an amazing movement, but most importantly, serving our customers. But I didn't get here by giving up or resting on my laurels. I didn't get here by allowing the tactics of people who didn't believe in me to be something I allowed to be my identity. I didn't get here by living in my limiting beliefs. I got here by building a great company, but believing in my vision and bringing and building a supportive, network of people around me to help me grow. So what I want you all to realize today, I'm going to give you all a 3-step framework for how you should thinking about navigating and taking control of your career and the future of work so you can thrive. It's going to be a 3-step framework, y'all. And I want you all to listen to this because I'm actually going to be talking about it in my new book that's coming out next year called Lead Your Movement Now. And it's a 3-step powerful framework. One of the most important things that you can do to find success in your career, to get into tech and be a technology leader, and this is number 1, eliminate your limiting beliefs. This is number 1. Eliminate your limiting beliefs. Now, a fun fact about me is, a lot of people know me as a tech leader and as a CEO. But the reality is that I didn't even actually get a computer science degree. I don't have a computer science degree. I did not get into tech at all by any type of traditional path. I didn't go to MIT. I didn't go to Stanford. I went to UT Austin, which I'm in Austin now. I went to Texas Tech University, right? I got my master's, I got my bachelor's, but I didn't study technology or computer science as a discipline. I learned it on my own to accord, right? I learned it on my own time. I'm actually by trade and profession a designer. I'm a designer. I design things. That's what I love to do. But I was always passionate about tech and the power it can to change the world and the power software brings to the table to help people live better lives. And I built our company, Guide, with my co-founder, Taban Cosmos, with the mission of equipping every creator with the skills, mindset, and opportunities for a fulfilling career. And to this day, 1 year and 9 months into our venture, we're doing a really great job of living up to our mission. But I didn't get here by following this traditional path. And number 1 of this framework, I eliminated all limiting beliefs that I ever had on being a technologist. So a couple years ago, when I was in grad school at UT Austin, you would find me in my room studying how does software work? How do you design software? What are components? What's microarchitecture? How do you lead product teams? What are all of these different things that we need to do in order to be successful technologists and leaders and build things that change the world? I never told myself or gave myself these constructs to be defined by that, oh, Tim, you can't be a CEO. No, Tim, you can't be a founder. No, Tim, you can't build technologists. I never allowed limiting beliefs to be my identity. I never allowed limiting beliefs to be my identity. And that's crucial if you want to transition into the technology industry and build and lead a career that you love. Even if it's not you starting your own company, or if it's you working with an amazing company that takes care of you and has a positive culture, you don't have to live within any limiting beliefs that anyone has placed on you. So number 1, eliminate all limiting beliefs. Number 2, you need to find your community. Now, early on in my journey, when I was actually at UT Austin studying my master's in information studies, one of the things that I was really, really good at doing was putting myself out there online on platforms like Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and sharing a lot of the work that I was doing in the technology space as an aspiring technologist. I remember literally when I was in grad school at UT Austin, fundamentally taking control of my career and using LinkedIn to share my interest in artificial intelligence, share my journey as a grad student, why I love technology, why I love designing technology, and fundamentally where I wanted to take my interests. You want to know where it led me? So 6 months into creating content on LinkedIn and building my personal brand, one of the top execs at Microsoft, he's a CVP, which is a corporate vice president, and shout out to Microsoft. He actually reached out to me and said, you know what, Tim? I love everything that you're sharing on LinkedIn. We would love to have you come work at Microsoft. Microsoft flew me out to Microsoft. I interviewed with a few teams for a design position, and I left thinking, you know what? I don't think I got that design position. I don't think I'm good enough, right? I was living in these limiting beliefs. Nah, I don't think they wanted me. It felt kind of weird. Like I didn't have great rapport with every interviewer I had. I thought it was really, really bad. Guess what? 3 months after the interview, my boss, who would be my boss at Microsoft, calls me. He says, you know what, Tim? You didn't get the position. And literally my heart sunk in that moment because I was like, oh man, I knew it. He was like, instead, we'd rather have you work at Microsoft in a different role as an AI product manager. So I actually got the position I really wanted, which is the AI product management role. And that was because I knew I had the skills for it, and they saw that I had the skills for it throughout the interview process. So I actually got a better position than I wanted. But it started with me realizing something. Number 2 part of the framework. I had to find my support community. And I found that support community by communicating my value and creating my personal brand and building my personal brand online to a point one of the world's greatest leaders working with Microsoft found me and gave me an opportunity to work with an amazing company. And that's crucial. Being able to realize that with networks, relationships, you can find your community, and that can lead you down a path of opportunity and growth. So eliminate all limiting beliefs, find your support community. And this last one is really important. And I want you all to write this down wherever you're at home, with your boo, studying, whatever it is on the computer, write this down. This is the last one. Don't be afraid to design your life. Now, I live in the future of work. You know, I talk about the future of work a lot. I live in it. I build it. I'm building technology for it. I'm serving our customers so they live in the future of work. And the most powerful element of the future of work that we're building now, all of us as people going through times like this, is that COVID has accelerated the future of work and is causing and allowing us to all embrace this lifestyle of work from anywhere and work from anytime and work remotely. It's allowing people to have side gigs on the side with their full-time job and get their hustle on as well. It's also allowing people to learn more about what they are interested in on platforms such as Guide, right? It's allowing all kinds of different things to happen to ensure people have more control over their career and are able to design the lifestyles that they want within the work that they do. And why this is so crucial and why my last step of the framework is design your life and career is that this is an important element to truly living a fulfilled life in the tech arena and as a technologist, right? As a technologist or as anyone interested in pursuing a great career in the tech industry, you truly have to realize that you have the ability with your skill set, whether you're great at communication, you're great at product management, you're great at delegating, right? Or you're great at, leading teams and building teams. You have to be multidimensional, not only in your career, in terms of pursuing different types of roles that grow you in certain skill areas, but also in your life. Don't be afraid to have a hobby outside of home. For example, when I was working with WeWork, which I was a former chief evangelist with WeWork in the past, before starting my company, one of the biggest things that I did, and one of the things I realized was my greatest strength, was my ability to be a great public speaker. I speak a lot to a lot of individuals, from kids to people in corporate, all over the world. And I realized that, maybe I needed to grow my skills in other areas. And one of the areas I realized I really wanted to grow my skills, and it led me to the work that I do now as our CEO and founder of Guide, is I wanted to grow my skills in the area of emotional intelligence, empathy. So while I was working with WeWork, I did a lot outside of WeWork on my own time and in designing my own life, and realized, let me go ahead and pursue maybe certificates in EQ training, or let me go ahead and, do some community related work to develop more empathy and meet a diverse set of people. I did all of these things to focus and hone in on the fact that I know if I want to be an amazing leader and CEO one day, I need to have what is called emotional intelligence. I need to skill up myself and learn on my own 2 feet. And I think that's really important, because when you think about designing your career in life, don't just think about the lifestyle you want to live. Think about the areas that you want to grow in that will lead you into the path in your tech career that will allow you to be successful. So once again, that 3-step framework is really simple. Eliminate all limiting beliefs. Find your support community. Create it as much as you want. And don't forget to design your life and your career. In addition to that, you know, one of my really, really close friends once told me that, you know, Tim, if you ever thought about why the most successful people, you know, achieve so much success, you know, do you ever think about, you know, why is it that Barack Obama won, you know, got into the White House, right? Or, you know, why is it that, you know, we have people like Oprah who are doing amazing things, and they're one of the leaders of their generation? Or, you know, why is it that people like there's so many people like our current Madam Vice President, Kamala Harris? Why are they so successful? What do they do? What's so unique about them? And I was like, I don't know. Tell me. And my dear friend, she's amazing. She travels all over the world. She's building a company right now. She tells me it's because they don't give up. They don't give up. They remain they have a positive attitude in everything they do, and they don't give up. They're relentless. And you have to be relentless. If you truly want to be successful in this industry and build a thriving career, you have to be relentless. And relentlessness comes with being honest with yourself, having strong intent, and going for what you deserve, and growing into where you want to go. And it's important. With that said, thank y'all so much for giving me an opportunity to speak with you all today as part of the Text-Giving movement. You know, if you all have any questions for me, would love to have a discussion and chat in the comments. Thank you.
Okay. I was on mute, Mr. Tim. What's going on, man?
Thank you. Man, what's up, Mr. Dasson?
Hey, man, that was an amazing speech. I'm feeling moved, man. I feel like I need to eliminate. I feel like I need to refine my circle, and I feel like I'm ready to move to my next steps in my career as well. So you talked about relentlessness towards the end of this. When did you finally meet your relentless self? Like, when did you finally become relentless?
Yeah, man. You know, I think for me, it came probably like 6 to 7 months into building our company, Guy. You know, I just realized it's a journey. When you're building anything, you have to commit to the journey. You have to commit to the mission. And I've always been the type of person, Mr. Dasson, where I'm like, bro, I'm positive, man. I'm always out there, you know, thinking in abundance, you know, trying to make things happen. But relentlessness, often people think like it's just a moment in which, I'm all of a sudden I got the conviction. I got the Holy Spirit in me, you know what I'm saying? But it's through the pursuit of something you develop that relentlessness. When you start seeing traction, when you start seeing stuff happen, you're like, oh, doors are opening up. Like, I'm seeing the loopholes. You start saying like, wait, I can carve and I can live my mission and deliver whatever my focus is, right? And for us, you know, building our company and seeing the amount of people who love what we're doing and who are supportive of us, you know, that's the stuff that keeps me inspired, and it keeps us going as a venture. Yeah.
And in your company, you have a $1 million business, but you realized that you had $1 million purpose.
Oh, I love it, bro. That's cool, man. You know, it's funny because a lot of people don't realize. You got $1 million purpose. Everybody got you got a purpose. There's some reason to do this. You know what, man? I realized that, man. For me, when man, so it's so powerful you ask this question, because I realized it for me, man. When I was actually in 12th grade. To be honest with you, it was in high school, man. Like, I never fit in, bro. I never fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always the type of guy, like, people would they just looked at me different. Because I played ball, but also, you know, I also love technology. I love design. I love reading. I was always in the books. I'm in the library where everybody else is hooping. You know what I'm saying? So I never fit in the sense of like you could put a label on me.
Correct.
I was always interested in other things. So I realized, you know, I have to go somewhere. And I went to Texas Tech University for my bachelor's degree. I needed to go somewhere where like I could study up and realize, and I studied psychology, I could do the things I wanted. So I realized that was my purpose, you know, to really, and for me, I put my mission statement, my personal mission statement is to, you know, make sure that we can strengthen the compassionate bonds that people share through compassionate action. So by doing, right? And that's one thing I truly live by personally.
I love that, man. I love that. So other things outside of, you know, your work, what you live by, you spoke about hobbies. So tell the people what is your hobby when, you know, you're not working on this company or you're multiple companies. What is your hobby?
Yeah, man. So I'm really into poetry. I'm really into poetry, man. It's kind of an outlet for me, man. I like writing. One of the things why I'm so excited to be moving back to Austin, because I used to live in Silicon Valley. Yeah. Because, you know, Austin, there's a lot of nature and land and water around, so you could be riding in the woods and nobody would even give a care that you're out there. So I love poetry. I used to actually be an open mic poet when I was in college. Yeah. It was wild, bro. Yeah.
So you have one prepared for us today.
Hey, man. Hey, you can't put me on the spot like that, Mr. Dash.
That's for another thing. That's for a poetry summit. We at Test. You good?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Summit Poetry Edition. Let's do it.
We're gonna do that. Okay. Open mic edition. We're gonna get it going. All right, so we got a couple questions from the audience as well now coming in. Let me see. Okay, what's the biggest highlight your company has seen so far in its nearly 2 years of existence?
Man, so the biggest highlight that we've seen so far. So this year alone, we've actually launched 2 product lines. So we actually achieved consumer parity for our platform this year for Guide around June 2020. And then we actually launched our hot tea brand right now that's surging in the market, which is Big Black Tea. And Big Black Tea is a premium tea brand for our customers, our members. We're a very community-driven company. We just don't think of the people we serve as users. We think of them as customers. Like we truly have a community with them, and our brand and our product is a platform for our customers. And you know, the fact that we launched 2 global product lines in 1 year, you know, there's no e-learning company in the private or the public markets that owns a tea brand and a SaaS platform, a software as a service platform. So we were really excited the fact that our customers had such a positive reception to that. So those have been the 2, like probably the one, and it's kind of 2 highlights of our company.
Yeah, being willing to, you know, to start and thrive. Okay.
Yeah.
When do you know it's time to say to press that go button when it comes to starting a new business or a new?
You know, people ask me that, and I think us at Guide, man, we gotta have conviction in what we're doing. We build products that we deliver products with a purpose.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like we just don't put stuff out there because there's a lot of people that could put a product out there. Like there's a lot of bad products out there. We ask ourselves like, why does that product deserve to exist? And with Guide, you know, that's fundamental. It lives up to our mission of equipping every creator with the skills, mindset, and opportunities for a fulfilling career. And so does our tea brand, Big Black Tea. And you can check it out at bigblacktea.com for those of you who are listening and watching. And that essentially allows people to find peace in the moment. You know, I love our customers who tell me about their experiences with our tea brand in a sense of like they're using it to learn on Guide, and at the same time, they're drinking tea with their kids, right? That's the type, we truly believe in creating experiences for our customers and really living up to our mission in that regard.
I love that. Definitely love that. How do you find peace?
Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm drinking my own tea. I'm drinking my own Big Black tea. Look, like real talk, you know, and look, we don't deliver products that we don't use. You know what I'm saying? Like we use our own products too. So we literally use Big Black Tea as a team, as a company, to find our own peace. You know, we truly believe in it, and you know, we're tea culture to a degree in our company. And I think for us, we built the brand in service of others so they can find their own peace. And I think that's what great companies do. They serve their customers and they build authentic relationships with them.
Love it, man. You sharp. You tight.
I appreciate you, Mr. That's fine out here, man.
I'm like, I'm gonna hit him with a left hook. No, good. You blocking it. Okay. All right. We see you, Mayweather. So what's the biggest, this is a question from the audience. What's the biggest difference from being involved in big tech versus a startup?
So, startups, they're highly risky. Like, we've raised venture funding. Our risk ratio for our company is really, really low. We have customers. Like, as soon as you have customers, you good. As a startup. Yeah. Most startups wait forever to find customers. They're always in experimentation mode, which isn't good. And to a degree, that puts their investors at risk. They invest in their business. Whereas most big tech companies, they're much more secure and stable in terms of operations. So amazing companies such as Microsoft, Facebook, Accenture, they have operations locked down. They understand who they serve, their customer profile, their demographic. They understand how to build things to scale immediately. Where startups, they're often in this infancy phase where they're always trying to figure out, okay, where do I need to go in the market? Who do we serve in terms of our customers, right? And that keeps them really risky. So that's the major difference. For us at Guide, we're not, we have a very great operational culture. Like, we're very focused on who we serve. And like I said, we're focused on delivering experiences for those that we serve, right? So for us, we were able to find product market fit quite early in our journey. And in fundamentals, we were able to, our founding team is really quite small still. We were able to develop a culture that works for us, and we know the type of people that we bring in. So we don't try to risk our culture early on, because we're still in the early days of our venture, but we don't try to risk our culture by bringing on too many people. Yeah. And then often a lot of startups, because they're still experimenting, the more people, the more complex things get, right? And at the same time, you're trying to build culture. So those are the major differences I often see between startups and large scale enterprises.
Okay, so on that, you said the infancy, a space that is where like a lot of startups get to and stay at and die at, like in other words. So from what I'm getting from what you said, in order to, and tell me if I'm wrong, this is just me thinking. So how you get from that infancy stage to becoming a Microsoft, which started off as a startup at some point in time, like a
40 years ago.
a long time ago. But is by having your product market set, by developing a culture, and by what else? Like, how do you make it past that infancy stage? If you could elaborate on that.
Yeah, I think the leadership of a startup matters a lot, because there's a lot of people who are first-time founders that start companies and they aren't ready for the responsibility. So leadership matters, but you go from 0 to 1 in a very simple ways. You go from that small scale to enterprise scale is really by being laser focused on who your customer is, one, and literally speaking to them, being as close as possible with them. I talk to our customers every single day on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Like, I'm chatting with them here. Like, I'm talking to customers every day. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get feedback and then have it inform the things that we're building to serve them, right? Yeah. So I live by it. But so leadership matters, a customer obsession matters. But lastly, this is really important, being deliberate in where you're going as a startup. Because a lot of startups, they're trying to move too fast. Yeah. They don't really spend enough time with the customer intimately to understand what do they need. And that's usually a big blocker for them in growing, because they're always experimenting. Oh, we got to go for this customer. We got to go for this market, right? And that's often why you see this huge misunderstanding and lack thereof of small scale companies being able to scale up to, big time companies like Microsoft. And by the way, we're really inspired by Microsoft and the Amazons of the world, because we see how they move. And a lot of what inspires our culture is that deliberate, like, customer obsession for customers.
Yeah, be obsessed with your customer, engage. And I mean, this goes, everything he's saying right now, people, is outside of even just the tech realm. If you want to build a business, if you want to build a brand, as a lot of people have been doing during this pandemic, look at these podcasts. A lot of these podcasts have, like, All the Smoke podcast has been out for a little bit over a year. And that is because they were deliberate. They were intentional. They knew their audience, and they continue to hit the ground. If you stay the course, engage with your audience and get your audience obsessed with you, it's not rocket science.
It's simple. It's simple math, man. It's simple math.
It's very, very simple. Just because somebody is over there drinking orange juice don't mean you got to drink orange juice.
Exactly.
And if you didn't get that, Read a book. No, I'm playing. That's it. Just play. All love, y'all. So we got a couple more questions and we're gonna wrap up. How did you build your verbal and communication skills?
Oh yeah, those are very important. So for me, I spent a lot of time in the books, y'all. In high school, I was in the books. I was reading, learning, and I think you gotta create your own time to learn, y'all. You know, and that's a big thing. You know, one of the things that we're really adamant about within Guide is developing a learning mindset, always being curious, and it's a part of one of our virtues. And that for me, man, you know, there was literally when I was in grad school, there was a stint of just public speaking engagements I was taking to sharpen that skill, right? I took leadership roles with companies like WeWork to sharpen that skill. And it's really important if you ever want to be in a leadership role at any tech company, or if you want to build your own tech company or business of any magnitude, you have to be able to communicate written and orally, and it'll take you a long way, in my opinion.
Thank you, sir. All right. How do you hold yourself accountable to your purpose?
Ooh, I need to do some big black tea. That's a great question. That's a great question, man. You know, that's a powerful question because I think about that a lot every day. You know, and for me, you know, for me, it's with our team. I talk to our team a lot, like our core team, founding team within Guide. I talk to them a lot about, you know, hold me accountable as a leader. Yeah. I'm the type of CEO. I'm like, look, if I'm messing up, you let me know. Like, let me know where I'm messing. Where can I be better? You know what I'm saying? So for me, our team knows why I do this, why we're building this venture, why we exist as a company, why I show up to work every day as my authentic self. Yeah. So we're very close. So I tell them, like, tell me where can I be better, right? And that's one thing that leaders need to do. They need to have their teams hold them accountable, because as a leader and as a founder or leader of anything, if you're in a small team within Microsoft or within Facebook or anywhere, like, you got to hold yourself accountable if you ever want to be a leader, right? So I ask others to hold me accountable. That's actually literally how I hold myself accountable. Because if anyone ever feels as if like I'm doing something wrong or I shouldn't have done that, I'm gonna be the first one to admit, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm in the wrong. I should do better. And one of my advisors recently, he told me, like, bro, you shouldn't have. I tweeted something. He was like, man, you shouldn't have tweeted that. And then we hopped on a call about it. And I was like, you're right. I'm wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to hold when you're wrong, right? And that's really important for me as a leader to know that, you know, that I have people in my life who respect me enough to call me out and let me know when I'm not doing something the right way. And it's important.
It's very important not to surround yourself by yes men, because yes men will leave you broke at the end of the day.
It's so true.
That's it, man. I need some big black tea. That's all I need right now. So what was the toughest time for your company, and how did you get through it?
Woo! This year was pretty tough for us, y'all. We pivoted our company this year.
Okay.
This year, y'all thought y'all was going through COVID-19. I'm going through COVID-19. We were all going through COVID-19. It was crazy, you know? And we pivoted the company. In fact, you know, when we pivoted the company in March to focus on the position that we have now for our software offering, you know, we actually lost a teammate. Like, he didn't pass away. He left the company because he had to spend more time with his family and focus on his family and other things he was going on. But that really hurt us because he was like our third co-founder. And we're still really close with them. He's an amazing supporter of our movement. But, you know, startups, ventures go through things like that really define your culture and your history as a venture. So for us, you know, pivoting the company, losing people, and then at the same time having to, you know, change course and where we need to go as a company, that defined us a lot. And for me, man, you know, as a leader, I learned how to navigate pivoting the company and leading people in challenging times. And it's really important to always build that resilience muscle and not let anything such as COVID-19 define you.
What are some steps that you can give to people to successfully land a pivot?
Well, be open to pivoting. Always realize there's always going to be a pivot. Like, that's the first thing any entrepreneur needs to realize. Your business cannot stay static. Like, your business has to grow, expand. You're going to have to find new markets. You're going to have to offer new products, right? So for us, you know, I realized, number one, we always have to be open-minded as a business because we're always changing with the market. Number two, we need to build leverage as a business. So we didn't only launch, Guide, our software offering this year, but we also launched Big Black Tea, which is a premium tea brand for our company, right? And that builds leverage for us as a business because now we have another product in another multi-billion-dollar market that customers can use, right? That our customers can use, our community can use. And that gives us much more leverage and resilience as a business. And I think that's really important for any business to realize. You got to build leverage. You can't only do one thing. You have to be able to you can do multiple things, but you have to do them really well in service of your customers. And that's key when it comes to building a business.
How do you keep that balance with doing these myriad of things?
Yeah, y'all. So I think when it comes to leading a venture, me personally or within the company?
I would say within the company. So like just having, because we know as, business people, as entrepreneurs, you have to have like multiple functions, but having these functionalities, how do you make sure that they're both being able to eat?
Yeah. Alignment, right? Yeah, no, it's cool. It's really important. Well, software is there's two different business models within our business right now. Software is a little bit different. And then, tea, with our tea brand has direct to consumer wholesale, and it's also going to be a subscription offering soon. So the biggest component is understanding that it's two different experiences that you're offering, which is one. So it's not the same, but really we're still serving our same customer, right? Like we're like the people who love our tea brand also love our software, and they love our brand, they love our business and what we stand for and our values. So for us, for me as a team leader, we remain focused. Like it's two different lines of business, right? But there is this holistic view of how our customers engage with both, because they're giving us feedback. Oh, they're like, we love the courses on Guide, and I love using Guide with workers. But y'all's tea is amazing, right? So I'm always getting feedback on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn about how do they feel about the brand? Do they feel as if we're doing well? How do they feel about the tea? What are their ideas on where we can take our products? Like, right? You have to be very laser focused in kind of separating the two business lines, but not separating them as if like it's two different customers, because they're still the same customer that you're serving. So that's how we think about it within Guide, man.
Got you. So just make sure that at some way, some shape or form that they intersect is essentially.
Yeah, exactly. There's this interconnection. Yep. Yeah,
interconnection. Cool. We got like one or two more questions. Thank you so much. You're doing amazing. Your energy's crazy. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. We working, man. We trying to change the narrative.
That's all. We gotta shift that narrative, man. We'll pivot that narrative. Man. But let me see. What are the top 3 biggest mistakes you've made, and how did you learn from them?
One of the biggest mistakes I've made. Oh man, because they're all learning lessons. The top 3 or the number 1?
Top 3.
Top 3. Ooh, someone said 3. Dang, you want all the tea. Man, number 1, because I always treat my mistakes as learning lessons. My number, you know what? Let me be honest with you. Number 1 mistake was leaving Austin when I was in grad school. I shouldn't have done that. I left Austin to go to Seattle, which was cool, but I should have just stayed in Austin and worked remotely. Because I believe in the future of work. So that was one of the mistakes I made. And I left Austin about 2 years ago. I shouldn't have left Austin. I'm happy to be back. So great for asking that. Because number 2, I think it was a mistake for me to, I'm opening it up, y'all. So whoever asked that question, you didn't even be my therapist. When I was in high school, I wanted to get as far away from my parents as possible. Like I went to grad school at Texas. I went to my bachelor's at Texas Tech University to be as far away from my parents as possible. But for me, man, I'm big on family. I'm big on like being around community. So now I spend much more time with them. But I shouldn't have thought like that when I was in high school. I think that was a mistake. And for anyone that's listening and watching this right now, being around your community, your family, that gives us strength. It gives us happiness. It gives us energy. So be around people you love. Don't make the mistake I did, because I missed out on years and so much time with spending with my mom and my dad because I wanted to go to like Lubbock, Texas, which it's cool. It was great. It was a great bachelor's and a great college, but like my family wasn't there. I wasn't as close to my family. It was literally an 8-hour drive. Like I could not come back easy. You know what I'm saying? To see them. So it's important to be around people that give you love and give you energy.
Yeah.
Then I think my last mistake that I've made in my career thus far, in my life thus far, you know, I think when I left Microsoft, I left the team. I didn't leave the company because I really love the company. The company is amazing. I still have a lot of connections at Microsoft. I love the team, but I think I left the team too quick. The team that I was on, even though I didn't love the team, you know what I'm saying, it was a really terse experience. I left the team too quick, right? I could have stayed a bit longer, felt what should have been the navigate things a bit differently, but I left the team so quick that I never got a chance to say goodbye to some really good people in a sense, you know? So I think I never want to I don't want to leave spaces like that for me personally. I think it's not good. If you ever want to leave a company because the culture is toxic, or if you ever want to leave the team because the culture is toxic, you know, don't leave like that. Don't leave quickly. Don't just get out of there. You know, say goodbye to people that made the experience good for you. And at the same time, you know, leave with grace, leave with kindness. And, you know, take your time to really feel where do you want to go in your career thereafter, right? Whether within that company to a different team or beyond that company. I think that's really, really important to not leave sporadically. It's really important.
Yeah. Yo.
3.
That was a really, really good 3. Like, yeah, that being around love is very important. You know, I'm older. I'm in California. My family lives in Delaware. So wow. I get you. I felt that. Being around love and not burning bridges is also a very important thing. Like, no matter how personally a toxic situation makes you feel, you always, you know, move with grace. So that's very important. Be patient. So I don't got any more questions for you, my guy. You have shared your soul and shared your life with us. Do you have any last words for the people?
Hey, man. Hey, keep building. Always be building, y'all. Keep building. And, you know, whatever you're going through right now, understand you got to be resilient. You got to be relentless. You can get through it 100%.
Thank you so much, Chief. All right. Well, keep grinding, keep shining, man. And we need some of that tea. So we'll talk.
Hey, y'all, get some Big Black Tea, y'all. BigBlackTea.com. Appreciate y'all so much.
I counted it. You did at least 20 plugs. Bless up.
You got always be plugging, man. Always be plugging, man.
Got you, man. Always at work, man. Hey, bless you, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much, y'all.